Okay, right, we shall get started. Right, so first mobility class is going to last around about 30 minutes, okay? I'm going to kind of talk you through everything, and I'm going to do it alongside you guys for the exact same time that you're going to do it as well, so no need for you to set up clocks or do anything like that. Today's session, and probably the first couple at least, will just be using our bodies, going in stretches and poses for designated times. As we maybe go on to it and we find out if people have maybe got foam rollers, lacrosse balls, stuff like that, we might start adding in some like release work to it as well. But for today, we're just going to go for overall all our body, okay? So we're going to start with lower body and then work our way all the way up. And we're probably going to be holding poses and stretches for a bit longer than you normally would do in our Zoom classes and things like that, just because we're using it as a bit of recovery as well, as opposed to just getting prepped for our class. So get yourself just now in a standing position. And I want everybody to try and go down nice and slowly into touching the ground or as close towards their toes as they can, okay? So if you can, keeping straight legs or relatively straight legs, that's great. But I want you to try and relax into it. So if that means going a little bit wider or going into your knees a little bit more, then that's fine as well. And just try and relax into the toes from there. If you can get your palms down, then great. We're going to hold this for about 30 seconds. Getting into the hands and the lower back a little bit. Nice. Okay, from here we're going to walk out as if we're doing an inchworm. And we're going to go hips to the floor and get a good stretch through the lower back. Okay, so we'll walk out the arms. Try and breathe normally and relax the lower back. Get a bit of movement going if it feels pretty tight. Okay, then from there, go onto your toes, and we're going to stick our bum up and get head through shoulders. Want you to try and get heels on the ground as much as you can, so we're getting a stretch of the calf as well on this one. Okay, and then loosen off back down, hips to the floor. Good guys, make sure we're really locking out the elbows and get a stretch. And then we're going to go into downward dog one last time. So up onto the toes, bum up, and then head through your shoulders, heels on the ground. Legs as straight as you can. Nice one, okay, come down into a kneeling position. So just a little bit of movement to get us started with, but we're going to go into a bit of a longer static stretch this time. And we're going to go for frog pose or frog stretch, where we're getting our knees and hips opened as much as we can. If we can, heels on the ground like this. If it's too uncomfortable, then you can kind of keep your feet flat like this, but as much as we can, we're going to turn our knees and our ankles out. So if we sit back into that, we can start up nice and high, and then we can go down lower onto the ground as we get into it. Okay, we are going to hold this for about 3 minutes, it's quite some time. So start off high, keeping your bum nice and high, getting the chest lower towards the floor. Okay, and as we're getting into it, try and keep your breathing nice and relaxed if you can. Get the arms out a bit more, chest towards the floor. If that's too much, then just keep it up high. Just go to where you feel a little bit of uncomfort. It shouldn't be that painful. Okay guys, so we've got a minute left in this, but this time for 30 seconds, we're going to try and get our elbows over towards our left knee. So we should be targeting that hip area a little bit more. Stay nice and low. And then the last 30 seconds over to right knee. Okay, nice one, right, ease that off nice and slow there, come up gently. And then just sit on your bum, give the legs a quick shake out. Good. Okay, right, from here we're going to try and go legs nice and wide. Again, we're going to hold this kind of straddle position for 3 minutes. So get yourself in a position just now that's fairly uncomfortable. You're getting a stretch to the adductors, but it's not that painful basically. And each minute we're just going to try and drag the heels out a little bit more. Okay, so the first minute we're going to stay nice and upright, chest up, and really just try and get it through the adductors. Okay, so I want everybody to try and go out that little bit more, so heels out just a touch. And then if we can, let's try and get our chest a little bit further towards the ground, okay? So if that means elbows, great. If you're really, really flexible and get all the way down, that's good. If you need something to prop underneath, like a towel or a cushion or something, then that might be a good idea. What we're gonna do in a minute here. Okay, and then one last minute, let's try and go a little bit further, if we can. Guys, 30 seconds left. Make sure we're still breathing, nice and steady. Okay, really good. Okay, come back up. So your chest nice and high, and then bring the legs in nice and slow, get them shake. Good. Right, okay. Next one we're going to go into is going to be a little bit different for everybody, okay? So depending on how tight your hips are, you might be able to get all the way back, or you might have to stay really, really high with this. Okay, I'm going to try and make sure that we kind of work on this each week, just so we can try and see a bit of progression, because hips tend to be a big one. Think about getting your bum in between your heels, okay, but they're not too wide. And then what we're going to do is go for sitting back, okay, leaning back. If you can, hold it there, okay. If you need to go down a little bit further to feel a stretch, then you can go to elbows. And if you're mega flexible, you can go all the way back. Right, great. But only go to where it's kind of comfortable for you, especially if you're, I find it really hard to breathe properly down in that bottom position, okay, so I'm going to hold it a little bit higher for a little bit longer and ease into it. We're going to do 2 minutes in this pose here as well, okay? So get yourself into a slightly uncomfortable position, and I'll tell you when 1 minute's done, and then we can maybe try and push it a little bit for that last minute. Okay guys, that's just about a minute in, so 1 minute left. If you're struggling there, you can maybe try and hold it or come up a little bit. If not, let's try and push the stretch just that little bit further. Okay, really good. Ease it off. From there, sit up. Again, get the legs moving just a little bit. Okay, good. Looks like everybody's still with me. Right, we're going to do one last one that focuses on the lower body, then we're going to start to move up a little bit. It's one that we do quite a lot, or we try to do quite a lot. It's going to be pigeon stretch. We are going to hold it 2 minutes per side, okay? So, if you don't know what that is, I will show you it. We are going to bring one foot across the body and then go over onto that knee and try and splay out the back leg, okay? So the further away this heel and this foot can be from the body, the better essentially, okay? But if you're not feeling a stretch there or you feel it too uncomfortable, then bring that foot in and sit into it a little bit more, okay? 2 minutes on that side, and again, we can start up nice and high and then work ourselves down. Do whatever is going to be applicable to you at the minute. Good. If we can, just try and keep one hand on that foot so it doesn't slip in. Good guys, one more minute. You should hopefully be feeling that easing off the hamstring, your bum getting a little bit closer to the ground. Okay, good, ease off there. And then we're swapping over onto opposite leg. So across, try and pin down that foot. And then let's go into that again for 2 minutes. Okay, really good. Ease it off there, that's our 2 minutes on there. Nice, okay, right, just coming to a kneeling position. So we're gonna start coming the upper body a little bit more. There's a couple of things as we move on that might need, you might need a bench or something to lean off of, but if you've not got that, I'll show you what we can do from the floor. From here, just want you to go 2 arms up, like that. We're gonna go left side first, so put that left hand side down, and we're gonna try and get a really big stretch through the lats and the obliques over to one side. So we should be feeling it up here. And just try and let that arm be dead weight to get a bit more resistance through the stretch. Okay, come back to the middle, and then up again, and we're going to go opposite side. So arm down, you can get a bit of a bend in it. Twist back. Okay, nice one. Right, okay, if you do have a bench or a chair, I'm going to show you what we're going to go on to. If not, then I'll show you a kind of variation on this that we can do on the floor. So first thing we're going to try and do is target the kind of upper back and shoulder blades a little bit, and we're going to go for a wide stretch where our thumbs are pointed up towards the ceiling. flat on here, locked out, and then we're going to let our head sink through towards the floor as much as we can, okay? And we're going to hold that for 2 minutes. Should be kind of upper thoracic spine that we're hitting there. If you've not got that, if you've not got something to kind of push against, then we're going to try and go on the floor. Depending on how flexible you are for the hips, you might not get as much through the upper body, okay, but we're going to try and replicate that exact stance, maybe going a little bit wider so you've got more chance to get through. And we're sitting down into it, so we're getting our face and our chest towards the floor as much as we can, okay? We're going to hold that for 2 minutes. If you are on a bench or something, keep the arms locked out, but we're thinking of sinking through the rib cage and through the shoulder blades as much as we can. Okay, getting ready to sit back, head to the shoulders, let's do it, 2 minutes. Guys, as we get into it, try and think about constantly keeping those thumbs up so we get a bit of external rotation as well for the shoulders. Guys, got about 40 seconds left. Good, okay, that's us done on that one. Come on up, ease it off nice and slow. Okay, right, coming back onto the floor. We are going to try and target the kind of front of the shoulders a little bit more, so pecs, delts, sorry. We're going to come into a kneeling position again, and we're going to bring hand across the body and then force our way through this part of the shoulder here, okay? So if your pecs are really tight, you might feel like your pecs a little bit more. If your delts are a little bit tighter, you might feel like your delts a little bit more. Everybody's going to be a little bit different on that. But hips stay relatively high, and we're getting weight through the side of the shoulder. Let's go down into there just now. Good. Should hopefully be a little bit more subtle than the wide stretch we've just done, hopefully. Cool, and if it's easing off a little bit, play around with where your body weight's sitting, so bring your bum up a little bit, hit the delts a little bit more, or sink it back, just wherever it feels more tight for you. Okay, good. Come up from there, and we're going to do a scorpion stretch on that same side before we swap over to the other side, okay? So, then on your front, whatever arm you're using, so left arm for me is going to go out, this hand's going to brace, and I'm going to try and twist open. hit the lower back a little bit by opening up your feet as well. So get your heel towards your toe, towards your hands, and push up. We're going to hold that for a minute, targeting the pecs. Okay, and back to center. And we'll go back up into kneeling position and do that exact same thing on the opposite side. So we're reaching across the body, hands going on the forearm, and we're sitting our weight down into our shoulder. Yeah, ease that off, and then we're going to go into scorpion on that side as well. So back on your front, hand out, brace for the other one, and let's try and open up the chest. Try and not let that hand fall down towards your ribs, keep it nice and parallel to your shoulders. Okay, good, ease it off there. Excellent. Okay, right. Last couple of things, we're going to go to a standing position. And we're going to try and get into traps in our kind of upper body a little bit more, okay? So I want everybody to go interlocking their fingers onto the back of their head. We're going to tuck our chin this time. We're going to go for a kind of straight down pull to start off with, okay? So upper spine should feel a little bit of relief from this. Try not to go too hard on it to begin with. Just try and let the weight of your head pull down. We're going to hold that there for 30 seconds. Should hopefully feel that down the spine a little bit as well. And then from there, I want you to just try and go over to one side. So go left side first, and we should hopefully feel that same stretch down our traps a little bit. Okay, and then 30 seconds on the opposite side. Okay, so hands are still locked, pull down, and get a good stretch through that upper back and trap. Awesome, right. Ease that off nice and slowly there. And then that is us for today. Well done, everybody. Nice one.